Okay, Barry's talking. Okay, now, once I click streaming, yeah. Good morning, this is Barry with HotStocks NYC. This week we made 121 points on the 100 shares. We did not include our favorite stock that really took off this week, which was Lazy, L-A-Z-Y, which was an enormous win for most of you with the warrants in the common. However, we did not talk about Amazon or Tesla in that. We made 121 points, 67 on Thursday. We knocked them down on Friday. Many of you do not want to learn. So let me give you an example. Barbara wants to learn. Barbara is red hot. Every day this lady makes money. And I taught her a new thing. I spend about 40 minutes with her every night. She's a lovely woman. But in any case, so now I told her, when you sell your TQQ, reverse. She said, what does that mean? I said, well, you have long 100. Sell 200. I said, now you're short 100. If you think it's good enough to sell, then it's good enough to short. In fact, there was a brokerage house that trained people, and I wasn't there, but they made you, if you were short and you covered your short, you had to go long and inverse the other way. And it's a very good training tool. In fact, there's a couple of good training tools. So Barbara is now learning how to do that. She's going to become one phenomenal trader. Then there's a guy named Randy from Boca Raton. Randy's a very bright man. But I said, Randy, he asked me about PRTT. He says, what do you think? I said, well, tell me what it does. He says, I don't know. I said, why don't you know? He said, well, I rely on you. I said, that's not a good thing. So if it goes down, you think I'm wrong, and therefore you sell. I said, you know what? You need to know about your company. Kramer says people are supposed to spend 1 hour on every stock every week. Well, I don't think you did spend 1 hour on that stock, but I think you need to know what it does. So that's guilty. Now, after the market, I told you, you guys run home, particularly on a Friday night. God, 4 o'clock, you're gone, if not sooner. And after close run, RUN came out and said that someone took a 9% stake. I didn't buy much. I bought a little. And then I also saw Roth Capital is going to do a conference on the 20th on the solar stocks. And I said to myself, well, 10 o'clock in the morning, let me see which is the best one. And I decided ENPH was the best one. So I decided to buy some ENPH. And then I said, well, I don't necessarily want to be long. So I said, let me sell some TQQ, which happened to drop 2.5 points. So I'm long RUN, ENPH. Not that you care, but my point is I make most of my money pre-market and aftermarket. You know, I don't make most between 12 and 3, or 12 and 220. So what can you learn from this? Work harder. Barbara calls me. I spend my time to teach her. I don't charge, obviously. And you see her on the site. You see she posts all the time. She's knocking them dead. And okay, then we have a stock called GV. I see that, I've been talking for a week that Nancy Eddie, Florida Power and Light, is going to be coming out with a stock split, which is Monday morning. It was up 7.5 points on Friday, knocked them dead. Stayed long the stock and actually bought more. Florida Power is the best utility in maybe in the world, certainly in the United States. But they said they're going to do underground. They're going to pilot program of trying to put these poles underground. But who benefits from that? GV. Now, I just happen to know that. GV is an infrastructure company where the president died, and the wife wants to sell the company. It's a very established company with a decent amount of cash, earning money. And they do South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, Texas, whatever, maybe Louisiana. So anyhow, they would benefit from that. And if you think Biden or Trump is going to win, whoever you think is going to win, they're going to do an infrastructure deal. That's pretty obvious. So obviously it's going to benefit GV. So the question is, do they sell? Well, the meeting November 2nd, and it's very possible they may put it up for sale. And we might get 10, 12. But if they don't sell it, the boys wish not to sell it. They would maybe be pushed to initiate a 60-cent dividend, which would take the stock up to 8 or 9. I've been saying this for a while. This is Jimmy Devlin's favorite, one of his favorite picks. His favorite pick is Lazy, L-A-Z-Y, which I'm not going to go over in this section. But I'm just going to tell you, I know Jimmy Devlin for 30 years. He came to work for me right out of college. His history in 30 years is phenomenal amount of winners. Basically, he buys value. And he buys when they have big debt and they're paring down that debt and paying down the debt, it increases to the earnings. He gave us BBRG, which we gave us a 2, got taken over 4. We're disappointed with the price, but it is what it is. He gave me parts, but it took an extra about a year and a half for it to work. It went down to $1, and then it went to 15, and it's now in the Russell. Gave me GDN, which doubled. He gave me ERI at 3.5, which Andy Ross, who's really a sicko, who always thinks the market's going to crash and the world's going to come to an end. I know him since 1964 when he was unfortunately my partner and robbed all the money out of my company. And I lost my license for not supervising another partner. He paid off the mafia with his gambling debts. In any case, ERI is now in the 60, 50, 58 range, whatever. And Jimmy thinks it's going to be a $200 stock. In fact, he thinks they're going to buy out WIN, W-Y-N-N. He thinks they can do the same thing as WIMHY, which he also gave us at 6, 4, and 2, and got taken over at 12 by ERI. Now, he thinks that WIN's going to go down to 30. He's been bearish on it since 206, bearish on Macau. He thinks they're going to buy it, and they're going to then sell off the Macau portion of the company. He says in a year and a half they'll do that. It's interesting. They're going to dominate the world if he's right. So Merck and Caterpillar, we're getting to the end, by the way. Merck and Caterpillar, 2 stocks. Merck has a 205 target. I like it. I played it for the strike price. Do you guys know what strike price on expiration is? If you didn't, you need to call and you need to learn. I think Merck is a bullish-looking chart. Caterpillar, they love. They gave a very big target on Caterpillar. JB Hunt got smashed. Another day down might get me be interested. PLL, Paul Larry. Larry, I hope you have the pen you're writing these down. Paul Larry hit 54. It's almost 30. 27 would be 1/2 of 54. I don't know if they get to 27, but that would be an ideal price, and there's a gap there also. But I'm going to be looking to buy it. And BYD's up 2 days in a row. I might be looking to take it scalp short. In Barron's, I'm almost done. eBay was recommended, strong recommendation. BEKE, their favorite Chinese stock. They think the Chinese stocks are for real this time. SunPower and the solars looks good. SPWR above 18.25. I have a special situation. Oh, by the way, they also talk about Exxon and Chevron, the possibility of merging and the huge savings that they would have. And to finish off, I'm not going to tell you something. Sorry, I thought it's a slip. I have a $200 stock that I think we need to buy options on. As you know, I've only given one option play, which just because I'm not into options, one option play in 27 years or whatever. And this one is, in my opinion, going to come out with earnings. Not my opinion, coming out with earnings on the 28th. I think it's going to be explosive, and I think the stock is going to give us at least 10 points. I think you should buy options on it. And no, I'm not going to tell you what it is. You care, you're going to call. I'm going to find out. The same people call, the same 20, 30 people call, and the other 600 of you are lazy. You run home at 4 o'clock. You don't care to learn. You don't know what expiration prices are. You don't know how to read the tape. I would tell you one last thing. I was teaching you how to read the tape on Friday on one of the stocks. I said, it's, let's say it was 310 to 317. I said, now it went 316, that's bearish. It went 311, it's bullish. I said, write this down what I'm saying, and then call me, and I'll go over with you. I'll remember the prices. But none of you will do it. One more thing, BYD could be a short. The stock is up 2 days in a row. A push up on Monday might have me scalping a short. So I might be looking to buy PLL, might be looking to short BYD. My $200 stock I'm definitely going to buy. I expect to have a very good morning on Nancy Yeti. Remember, Tesla split and exploded. Apple split and exploded. Nancy Yeti could not explode, but if I get lucky, I don't remember if it's a 4-1 or 5-1. If it's 5-1, could I get lucky and it goes to 64, the square root, which I don't know many of you familiar with square root. I mean, you might be familiar with square roots, but how you use them in relation to trading, I don't know. And anyhow, 64 would be my ideal price to get. Doesn't mean I'm going to get that. And I don't even remember if it's 5-1 or 4-1. But I tell the truth. When I tell you the truth, I tell you made 121.67 just on Thursday. I am an outstanding market timer. I don't get credit for it because I don't draw with a pen and pencil and draw lines and tell you this is bearish and that. But I just have my own system, and it's been working, and it works all the time. I am really, really good. Can I brag? Well, I shoot 78 in golf. That's pretty good, except it's only on 9. If you played me tennis, you would destroy me. I remember once playing a guy basketball, a black fellow, who was 5'10", and I was 5'7". He can only shoot from the three-point line. I can shoot from anywhere I want. He beat me 21-1. So in other words, I'm not very good at a couple things, particularly athletic. but I am really good as a market timer. And I'm good as a stock picker. I buy them down, and I buy momentum. And why you're not following for free, damn if I don't know. Okay, my 561-400-8608. You're welcome to call anytime after 10:30 today. All day Saturday, all day Sunday. Who else takes phone calls and teaches for nothing? Nobody. Nobody in the world does what I do. I knock myself out for you, and yet most of you don't take the time. I get the same 30 people calling, and the rest don't call. Okay, remember, I have a $200 stock I'm buying options on. Remember, I'm going to be right. Remember, on October 28th, it's going to come out with its earnings. And one last thing. October 31st is the end of the year for most funds. Therefore, expect them to dress stocks up. I think that Lazy will be dressed up particularly. I think that stock is going to close higher. I'll go into more on Lazy when I do my penny stock section. Well, not penny, my low price section. I don't like the word penny. So that's it. You have a great day. And my 561-400-8608. I hope that some of you decide to wake up and learn. Learn! Make more money. And damn, Randy, you've got to know what a company does. You don't rely on me. You can rely on me liking it. But you got to understand your company. You got to put in at least 10 minutes to read the news. You don't even know what business they're in. Shame on you. 561-400-8608. Done. God, what a minute.